What if you woke up underground, alone, with only the low hum of machinery and the distant echo of something unnatural? No voice guiding you, no glowing marker on the map, just a world whispering secrets through dust and decay. Atomfall doesn't ask you to save the world. It dares you to survive in a version of post-nuclear Britain that's more eerie than epic, more personal than grand. This isn't the apocalypse you've seen before. This one feels quietly hostile. You step into daylight, blinking through the fog of a disaster long forgotten by those who caused it. Rolling green hills now fenced off by radiation, quaint pubs gutted by silence, red phone booths humming with static. Something happened here. Something's still happening. You're not the hero. You're the question. And everything you do, sneak, steal, trade, trust, adds to the answer. This game doesn't shout. It whispers. And if you lean in close enough, you'll hear a world tearing itself apart in polite, terrifying English. Welcome to Atomfall. It's not here to hold your hand. It's here to test who you are when no one's watching. Would you walk deeper into the mist? Imagine a version of the British countryside that feels both familiar and alien. Rolling green pastures, stone cottages, winding rivers, all warped by radiation, neglect, and fear. Atomfall drops you into a quarantined zone that looks like a postcard soaked in acid. It's not London burning or mega cities in ruins. No, this is tea kettles on cracked stovetops, abandoned farmhouses with children's drawings still taped to the fridge, and rusted red phone booths buzzing like they're haunted. It's small, intimate devastation, and it's deeply unsettling. Set in the aftermath of a fictional nuclear accident inspired by real-world Cold War paranoia, the game paints a world frozen in quiet collapse. You're not given much. No big exposition dump. No epic cinematic opening, just vague rumors, some cold stares, and a heavy silence that never quite lifts. That's what makes the setting hit harder. It feels lived in, then left behind. The zone is walled off, but not forgotten. Cults roam the woodlands. Soldiers with orders they barely understand patrol empty roads. Locals cling to scraps of normalcy, bartering for supplies like it's the new currency of trust. It's Britain, but broken. Cozy turned uncanny, nostalgia rotting in real time. And as you walk through the fog-choked fields, the question lingers. Is this world salvageable, or has it simply adapted to the end? Atomfall doesn't hand you a story, it dares you to dig it up. From the moment you emerge into the desolate countryside, it's clear. You're not the chosen one, and no one's waiting for you. The world moves on, with or without your help. And that's where the game quietly pulls you in. There's no golden path, no blinking arrows, just fragments. A locked gate, a note scribbled in panic, a desperate survivor half trusting you with half-truths. The pacing feels like wandering through someone else's nightmare, slowly piecing together how things went wrong, and what's still going wrong. Every lead is a loose thread, and pulling on one often unravels 5 more. You're not just completing quests, you're untangling consequences. Need a power cell to open that vault? You can find one, maybe. Trade for it, steal it. Do a favor for someone who sends you down yet another rabbit hole. The beauty here is in the ambiguity. Nothing is ever. And one step away and nothing is guaranteed. Menus get messy. Objectives pile up without clean categorization, but that's part of the charm. You're not checking off tasks, you're chasing whispers. And in the silence of abandoned villages, or the unease of cult-occupied woods, every choice feels weighty, even if you're not sure why yet. Because in Atomfall, answers aren't given. They're earned, or lost. Combat in Atomfall doesn't feel heroic. It feels desperate. You're not a super soldier with an arsenal strapped to your back. You're scraping together bullets like they're gold, and sometimes your only weapon is a rusty cricket bat that swings like it's wrapped in lead. Gunplay is functional, even occasionally satisfying with well-placed headshots, but don't expect precision-engineered firefights. This isn't Call of Duty. It's more like Fallout on a bad day, and that's by design. You'll sneak past bandits with twitchy fingers and military patrols who bark warnings before opening fire. Stealth here is stripped down, crouch, hide in bushes, avoid eye contact. No cloaking systems, no gadgets, just patience and positioning. It's not deep, but it works, especially because sometimes just not fighting is the smartest move. Survival hinges on restraint. You start with a laughably tiny inventory and maybe 5 bullets total. Healing items, rare, throwables, precious. You'll scavenge, craft and barter. There's no money in this world, only trade. Want a new weapon? Better have something worth swapping. That adds a real tension to every decision. Even if the AI sometimes fumbles and combat can feel janky, the stakes are always clear. You're not fighting for dominance, you're fighting to keep going. Every encounter is a gamble, every resource a lifeline. It's not elegant, but it's raw, and that makes survival feel personal. Atomfall doesn't overwhelm you with sprawling skill trees or endless dialogue wheels. But what it offers feels lean, sharp, and impactful. This is RPG design trimmed of fat, built around scarcity and consequence, instead of XP showers and the state overload. You earn upgrade points slowly, forcing you to think hard about every perk. Do you invest in stealth, boost your bartering skills, or make your weapons slightly less junky? Every choice carves out a different version of who you are in this broken world. Crafting is essential. You're not just bolting scopes onto rifles, you're jury-rigging survival tools out of trash. Molotovs, makeshift bombs, reinforced melee weapons. Every crafted item feels like a desperate solution, not a luxury. And the visual design reflects that. Nothing looks slick, everything looks salvaged. Then there's the barter system, which completely flips your economic instincts. There's no currency, no caps. Everything is worth something, but how much? Green herbs might buy you a new shotgun, or get you past a gatekeeper NPC. It turns every transaction into a negotiation with your own survival needs. And yes, choices matter. You can lie, betray, even kill key characters, and the game keeps rolling. You might lock yourself out of a storyline, or open a new one entirely. There's a faction feel without the neon signs, just subtle shifts in allegiance and tension driven by your actions. In Atomfall, role-playing isn't about building the strongest loadout. It's about how far you're willing to bend your morals when the world stops caring. Exploring Atomfall feels like wandering through the aftermath of a dream gone sour. The world isn't massive, but it's dense, layered, and oddly intimate, built more for immersion than spectacle. Each region is a semi-open zone, stitched together by tension and hidden routes, separated by old-school loading screens. There's no fast travel. Instead, the game challenges you to learn the land, to mentally map every shortcut, back alley, and twisted farm road like a local with nowhere left to run. That design decision adds weight. A trek back to an old village isn't just filler. It's another chance to discover a cave you missed, an ambush waiting in the woods, or a hidden stash tucked behind a crumbling shed. Environmental storytelling is everywhere. Burnt-out homes, frozen mid-evacuation, cryptic graffiti, skeletons in places that make you wonder why they died there. Visually, Atomfall has moments of haunting beauty. Fog rolls over rolling hills, barbed. Wire fences snake through flower fields. It's both picturesque and poisonous, like staring at an oil painting smeared with ash. The English flavor seeps through, too. Pub signs, quaint stone bridges, even the slang in notes you find feels unmistakably British, grounding the sci-fi horror in something oddly relatable. But it's not all polished. Some interiors are barren. Some areas feel empty or rushed. Still, when it clicks, when you stumble into something unexpected, the world feels alive, decaying and begging to be understood. Atomfall isn't trying to win Game of the Year. It's not here to dazzle with ray tracing or drown you in side quests. Instead, it does something riskier. It asks you to sit in discomfort, to get lost, to not always know what you're doing, or if what you're doing even matters. And somehow that's what makes it so compelling. Yes, it's flawed. Combat can be stiff, stealth is underbaked, and parts of the world feel unfinished. But for every moment of jank, there's a glimmer of something raw and human, a beautifully written note tucked behind a corpse. A moment of tension when you're down to your last bullet. A choice you make in silence that changes everything. This is a game with a distinct voice, and it's not trying to sound like anyone else. It's Fallout without the power fantasy. It's Bioshock without the hand-holding. It's quiet rebellion. both from its developers and in its themes. And when you finally step away, after 15 or 20 hours wandering through fog, betrayal, and fragments of a forgotten world, it lingers. Not because it's perfect, but because it tried, with heart, grit, and just enough weirdness to stick with you. If you're tired of sequels and remakes, if you crave something raw, honest, and a little broken, Atomfall might just be your next obsession. Now, I want to hear from you. What kind of post-apocalypse pulls you in?